Hello and welcome. The track action for 2021 starts right here. I'm here at Brands Hatch and it's 1 week before we go racing with the Caterham Graduates at Oldland Park. I'm here today with Derek for a general track day, and this is my only opportunity to shake the car down with all of those upgrades you've seen me do over the winter months and to give them a try out on track. So we've got the better brakes, the better suspension, more power, windscreen's gone, so is the doors, and of course those Yokohama tyres. I'm really looking forward to bringing all of that together and seeing what it results to out on track. Today I drove to the track. Here's a time lapse of the 20 minutes it takes for me to change the car into Sigma 135 track spec. Here I am in one of the sessions, Derek moving across there to let me through at Paddock Hill. As we approached Druids, I spotted the marshal on the left just start to move, and that gave me enough time to realise that there was actually a spinner on the way out of Druids. You never know what's round that next corner. It's now lunchtime. I've had 2 excellent sessions in the car this morning. The first session was very much finding out what this Graduates 135 spec car feels like, and it is amazing. It's like a total different car, complete transformation. The Yoko tyres are truly fantastic, particularly in the dry. The suspension was great. I'll talk to you more about that in just a moment. The extra power, no screen, transformational. What a race car, loving it. I say about the suspension, after the first session the front was feeling a little bit understeery. I've got a guy here, the chairman of Caterham Graduates, Mark's here with me. We'll introduce you in a moment. Mark had a drive as well, and he suggested that the front was perhaps a little bit understeery. So we added some rake into the car, pushed the back up slightly, put some more weight over the front of the car, and that has transformed the way it drives. It's turning in a lot better, it's feeling much better on the brakes into corners. So this afternoon is very much about exploring how to get the best from this car. Well, I'm not going to be racing at Brands Hatch. It is a circuit I know quite well, so if I do make some adjustments, I know if it's made the car better or worse after a short amount of time, and that's going to be a really good platform to take forwards to Oldland Park in just over 1 week's time for my first race of the year. Mark is going to take the car out first this afternoon to try it with that extra bit of rake into the back, the extra bit of weight over the front. He's going to see how he thinks it feels. I'm going to take it out and put in another session of maybe 10 or 15 laps and see how I feel over a slightly longer run, and then take it from there. Do I leave it as it is, or do I make a further adjustment? So it's just after lunch and I'm joined by Mark, the chairman of Caterham Graduates, and Mark's come along today. Mark, you drive in the Sigma 135 class already?
Yep, same as you, Rob.
And you've done so for a number of years?
Last year was my first year in the 135s.
Right.
Had a half a year in a Mega and 5 years in the old classics before that.
Fantastic. But what's really good is Mark's given us some time today to come and try my car. So as you will have seen, during the winter, it's undergone a number of upgrades. The car, for me, is completely unfamiliar, but to Mark, he's used to driving this spec car, so you've kindly taken it out for a few laps for me. And what have you made of it so far? We've made a few adjustments.
Yeah, but it's a little bit understeery, so we've raised the rear a little bit, and I think it's better on the last run before lunch. And we've got a slight issue on the 3rd to 4th change. It's a bit bulky, and I think you're losing a tiny bit of time there, so it might be worth looking into what that might be.
Perfect. So it could be another rebuild on the gearbox on the way. If not, that's a perfect excuse for the driver's excuse book there. Mark, thank you very much. 0.2 a second, we reckon, there straight away. Anyway, this afternoon we're going to continue to try some small changes to the setup, see how it feels, and it's really going to give me a good base to start from for our first race of the series at Oldland Park in just over a week's time.
And let's hope for weather like we've got today, Rob.
Oh no, that would be brilliant. So last year for me, my first ever race was in the wet mark at Oldland.
Yeah, I mean it's April in Cheshire, so anything can happen. I think is how it is.
Fantastic. So we're going to be sharing the same grid next week. So I'm going to be on the same grid as Mark. We've had a little chat over lunch, and Mark has very kindly agreed to let me have his GoPro footage, and we're going to cut it together. So not only will you see my race from Oldland Park, but you'll be able to see it from Mark's perspective as well. And I thought that'd be a really good way to show you the same race but from different views. So thanks ever so much for agreeing to that, Mark. That's very generous.
Unless of course we're dicing, and then it could be the same view.
Well, so long as my car looks okay from yours, that's fine, Mark. No problem at all. Anyway, thank you so much for giving up your time today.
Pleasure.
It's been absolutely brilliant. We've had a lovely day. We've been blessed with the weather.
No, and thanks, Rob, for doing so much video stuff for the grads this year. We look forward to this one coming out, and I think you've got a programme, haven't you, throughout the year of video blogs coming out.
We've got a whole series, runs all the way through to at least October, and we're going to show, of course, all the excitement from the race weekends, but a bit that goes on behind the scenes as well. So I know a lot of you have followed my journey through last year. Well, this year I want to bring you a lot more about what goes into racing, some of the driving safety standards as well. We're going to do some work with the teams, all sorts of things right the way throughout the year. So we do have an excellent calendar. So thanks ever so much for getting that content for us as well. And I'm sure it'll be enjoyed.
Perfect. Have a good afternoon.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mark. Jump in and join me for a clear lap of the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. And there we go, that brings an end to the day here from Brands Hatch, and what a fantastic day it's been. For a start, the weather has been terrific, absolutely terrific, but it's just been lovely to be back at the circuit, in and amongst like-minded people and meeting friends, both old and new. So many people popping along to say hi, particularly pleased to see many from the Academy of 2021. They've got their first sprint race coming up in just a week's time, and then they'll soon be starting their track action too, so the very best of luck. But for the Caterham Graduates Sigma 135 car, my word, what a specification this is. It's night and day compared to what I was driving last year. The combination of the suspension, the tyres, the power, the windscreen removed, all of those things come together into an incredible car. So the track day itself was fantastic, but it was all about getting it shaken down and getting it at least to a base setup so I can go to Oldland Park in just a week's time for race number 1 of 2021. The car has been changed back into its road configuration for the short drive home, and what a fantastic car the Caterham is, to be able to drive to a track, do a track day, do a race even, and then get in it, drive back home again at the end of the day. There's not many cars that do that, and there's not many that do it better than the Caterham. But look, I'm looking forward now to a fabulous year of track action. Please do hit that subscribe button. I have an amazing year of videos planned to bring you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in 1 week's time at Oldland Park.